All right, this Joshua Wilder situation is so ridiculous. People believe what they want to believe at the end of the day, but how anybody can think it's unreasonable for Eddie Hearn to request a draft contract before he agrees to any deal, request proof of funds before he agrees to any deal, request that he meets with Wilder's team. I mean, these are the standard things that people do when they're trying to make a fight. And Shirley Winkle, as Eddie Hearn calls him, Shelley Finkel, said, well, you verbally agreed to all these previous fights before any contracts were sent. So what are you talking about? Yeah, but Eddie Hearn didn't turn around to those people who he previously made verbal offers to, and he didn't say, you've got to sign in 24 hours, and I'm not going to show you a draft contract, and I'm not going to, meet with you. He didn't say that to those people when he made those offers. They were more than welcome to ask him for a draft contract, more details, meet in person, have a conference call, etc. They were more than welcome to do that with Eddie Hearn. It's only Shelley Finkel that says, right, this is the deal. I'm not going to show you a contract. I'm not going to meet with you. Accept it in 24 hours or there's no fight. Nobody else does that. If Eddie Hearn's making people offers, they can request to meet him, no problem. They can call him. They can ask for a draft contract. All these things are standard in boxing. But with Team Wilder, no, they want to pull some PR stunt. Now, Eddie Hearn and some other people have said that perhaps what Wilder's team are actually doing is trying to deflect criticism because they've got a Dominic Breazeale fight, okay? They've got no intention of fighting Joshua next. They're fighting Breazeale next. End of story. It's an in-house Al Heyman fight, just as the Luis Ortiz fight was an in-house Al Heyman fight. So they've got no intention of fighting Joshua next. They just want to deflect some criticism. And at the same time as doing that, they want to provoke a improved offer from Eddie Hearn. Because Hearn thinks that maybe they do want the fight, they just don't want it yet. They want to fight Breazeale first and then maybe fight Anthony Joshua at the back end of 2018 or maybe spring, summer 2019. And if that is the case, maybe their tactic worked because Eddie Hearn says he's going to come with an improved offer now for Deontay Wilder and his team. So their tactic of, trying to get him to give them more money may have paid off. We'll see. But yeah, anyone thinking that it's Team Joshua who don't want this fight, you're dangerously stupid. That's all I can tell you. Team Joshua obviously want the fight. Why would they be asking to meet Wilder's people if they don't want the fight? You don't twice in a row try and arrange to meet Wilder's people if you don't want the fight. Of course they want the fight. You'd have to be, as I say, dangerously stupid to think that Joshua's team don't want this fight right now. They do want it, obviously. Wilder's team are not as keen on it. They might want it, but not the next fight. They might want it, as I say, back end of 2018, sometime in 2019. You have to imagine that Wilder's team do want it at some stage because it's so lucrative for them. Because Wilder's team have been making peanuts compared to Joshua, right? Wilder's making a couple million a fight. Joshua's making in, 20 million or something like that a fight. I'm talking about in pounds here. So in dollars, it's even more than that. So yeah, that is what it is. And again, all these people talking about the money. Oh, Heyman's good for the money and blah, all this rubbish, buying into this PR stunt from Team Wilder. Again, where was Heyman's bottomless pit, endless supply of money when it came to the purse bid for the Alexander Povetkin fight involving Wilder? He only took $7 million to outbid Al Heyman. Where was his endless supply of money then? You see, Heyman's backers have got money, but they're not going to put up crazy amounts of money unless they think they're going to make a profit from the fight. That's what you have to understand. I explained this previously. Yeah, Heyman's people might be filthy rich, but they're not going to put up all kinds of crazy money if they think the fight is not going to profit. Which is why they didn't bid more for Wilder versus Povetkin, because they didn't think that Wilder versus Povetkin was a particularly lucrative fight if they got it in the United States. They didn't even think Wilder versus Povetkin was worth $7 million in the United States. That's why Heyman and his backers did not bid more than that. Yeah? And, I saw an Eddie Hearn interview earlier today where the interviewer was saying, how can you say this is not a $100 million fight right now? Look at Tyson versus Lewis. I mean, what an insane comparison to make. Mike Tyson was an international phenomenon, an international icon, a superstar. He wasn't at his peak when he fought Lewis, but he was still the most famous boxer in the world, bar none. Is Deontay Wilder the most famous boxer in the world? Is Deontay Wilder anywhere close to Mike Tyson in terms of popularity worldwide or in the United States? Hell no. Not even, neither is Anthony Joshua. Joshua is not as big or well known worldwide as Mike Tyson was when Tyson fought Lewis. Not even close. And he's certainly not as close to as well known as Tyson was in the United States when Tyson fought Lewis. Joshua is bigger than Lennox Lewis popularity-wise in the UK. Yes. Yeah, I was around during the Lennox Lewis time, so I remember very clearly the kind of crowds Lewis was attracting on the rare occasions he fought in the UK, and he wasn't attracting particularly big crowds. I think his biggest crowd was at Cardiff Arms Park when he fought Frank Bruno, and that might have did, 20-something thousand, 30,000 maybe off the top of my head. But he wasn't filling out Wembley Stadium and stuff like that. So, yeah, Joshua was more popular than Lewis was in the UK. But I'm still telling you now, Lewis was a bigger name in the States than Anthony Joshua is right now. So, Tyson versus Lewis was a way bigger fight in the United States at a time than Joshua versus Wilder is right now. Now, could that change? Perhaps it could. If Wilder puts in a really good performance against Dominic Breazeale, an exciting performance, if they can continue raising his profile and do a good job with his marketing and media campaign, then maybe it could get to the stage at the back end of 2018, 2019, would have built the fight up enough that it could make, 100 million, close to 100 million. Maybe. We'll see. But right now, hell no. They've got a hell of a lot of work to do before Deontay Wilder is anywhere near a pay-per-view fighter or a guy who can be involved in $100 million fight. They got a hell of a lot of work to do before that. Again, it wasn't so long ago that Al Heyman wouldn't even put up more than $7 million for a Wilder fight. He didn't even put up $7 million. I think his bid, Heyman's highest bid, might have been like $5 million or something. So, yeah, anyway, end of the day, I want to see the fight. That's the bottom line. All this kind of back and forth between the camps and the sets of fans, and this one's ducking this one and that one's running from there. I don't give a damn about all that, people. I want to see the fight. And I don't even care who wins the fight. That's the crazy thing about it. I don't care if Wilder wins. I don't care if Joshua wins. I just want to see the fight. I like them both. That's the thing. Anyone who's followed me for any length of time will know I like Deontay Wilder. He's one of my favorite fighters in boxing in terms of entertainment. He provides me with tremendous entertainment every time he fights. So, if Wilder beats Joshua, good for him. I'm not here trying to act like Wilder's got no chance against Joshua and if he wins, it'll be terrible. No, I like Wilder and I like Joshua. So may the best man win. I just wish we could get all this foolishness between the camps out of the way and get the fight on. And one thing Eddie Hearn has been saying, and I do actually have to come to the same conclusion, is that Deontay Wilder's team are lying to him. I think there are a lot of people within Wilder's team who are gassing him up and they're lying to him. I mean, how Deontay Wilder can come out and say Anthony Joshua is being milked when Joshua is making, 10 times what Wilder's making for a fight? What brand of crack is Wilder smoking when he says that Joshua's getting milked? I think it was Ishe Smith who came out and said, wow, if Wilder says that Joshua's being milked, I wish someone would milk me. You know what I mean? Man's making like 10 times what Wilder's making and Wilder's saying he's being milked. Unbelievable. And Joshua controls the shows. Yeah? He has a lot of control over the shows that he has with Eddie Hearn. Does Wilder have much control over his shows? I seriously doubt it. And Wilder's paying Shelley Finkel, he's paying Heyman's people, and he's paying Jay Diaz. Look at all the people he's paying. And he's paying his, he's paying Mark Breland as well. Look how many people he has to pay. Ostensibly, Joshua's having to pay fewer people, and he's making 10 times as much money as Wilder's making. And Wilder says that Joshua's being milked? I don't know who has got into Wilder's ear, but Wilder's a very emotional character, but he's been fed a load of rubbish, it seems, by his team. They're just talking absolute crap in his ear, probably to try and appease him because of the fact that, Wilder must look at the kind of money Joshua's making, and when he's alone in his bed at night, he must wonder about, what's really going on in my life? Why am I not making Joshua money? You understand what I'm saying? That must cross his mind, and his team must know that crosses his mind. So, they probably tell him all kinds of rubbish to try and keep him, retain his loyalty, basically. So, anyway, let me know how you feel. I'm out.